Hi, hope everyone had a great Christmas and we're all looking forward to a new year. Now, some things are going to change here in the new year, not least of all, one thing that's on everyone's mind is the new post-Brexit trade agreement with the European Union. Finally agreed on the 11th hour and 59th minute of this year virtually, and the implications are that there are going to be no immediate impacts on things like employment rights and conditions of work and so on. Now, that may change in the future. The word so far is that the bar has been set quite high in terms of compliance with the level playing field required by the EU negotiators, and that because it's so high, it may not be reachable. So let's watch this space on that, and I'll have more commentary on the impact of the agreement when I've had the chance to read it and when my Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, has been able to look through it and issue some guidance to its members. Believe me, I will share whatever I get as soon as I get it on that. So what is going to be changing for employers that employ people from the EU? Now, the thing is that many of us, small, large, medium organisations, will sometimes employ people from the EU, and many people will already be employed from the EU states. Now, they have the same rights so far as everyone else in the UK. But what's that going to look like from January the 1st of next year? Well, first of all, if someone from the EU has been resident in the UK up to December the 31st of this year, 2020, they will be entitled to apply for settled status. If they obtain settled status, which they will if they're resident in the UK at that point, if they obtain settled status, then that gives them the exact same rights as they had yesterday, the day before, last year, the same as everyone else. They will have the same rights to live and work in the UK. Now, to achieve settled status, they need to be resident, as I say, in the UK on December the 31st of 2020. They will need to have 5 years continuous residency in the UK to achieve settled status. What if they don't have 5 years? Well, they have up until June the 30th, 2021 to apply for settled status, and once they are awarded settled status, they will have another 5 years in which to be able to apply for settled status. So if someone is resident in the UK December 31st and they moved into the UK in December of this year, then they have 5 years from December, from this point, they have 5 years to obtain that settled status. So they have the same rights on what's termed as pre-settled status before they can then apply for settled status, and they will be able to stay in the UK indefinitely, again, with all the same rights. So in terms of you as an employer, you can feel safe that if you employ someone from the European Union, from any European Union state, and that includes the EU, which extends to Iceland, and includes Switzerland, all the countries that are relevant now within the EU and Switzerland and the EU, all of those people from those states can live and work in the UK as long as they're resident at December the 31st. So that's quite simple, I think. It has these certain complications, but overall it's relatively simple. Let's just remember these rules. Resident, December the 31st. If they have 5 years residency up to that point, then they will obtain settled status. If there's another few years to go before they get that, then there is 5 years from which they can obtain settled status, and during that time they'll be known as pre-settled status, and they have up until June the 30th, 2021 to apply for settled status. Okay, so now we have the question of what about people that come after December the 31st of this year? What about people that come from January the 1st, 2021? Well, here we're looking at a whole different set of rules, and this is something that you have to be conscious of. If you employ people from the European Union on short, long-term, permanent contracts, if you do that, then you're going to need to look at obtaining a sponsorship license for those people. Now, say straight from the outset that anyone from Ireland is exempt from all of this. In terms of people from Ireland being employed within the UK, it's the same as it ever was, and it always will be. As far as I'm concerned, I can't see any reason why that would change. Ireland, people from Ireland entitled to work in the UK, regardless of the fact that they are citizens of the European Union. Other than that, people from any other of the European states and the EU states and Switzerland, they need to have a visa, and you need to have a sponsorship license if you want to employ them. Now, there are a few things that apply here that are important to know. And I can't cover everything because I only take about 10 minutes for these videos. Otherwise, I'd be patenting a cure for insomnia, I think. So here we go with the basics of this. You can apply for a license to employ someone from the EU or any other country in the world. You can apply for a license. They must have the appropriate skills to come to you, and you must make sure that they have the appropriate skills, the accreditations and the qualifications to do the job for which you employ them. Their skills have to be appropriate to that job. If you've had a conviction for something like fraud, money laundering, anything to do with any immigration crime, then you will be disallowed from holding such a license. So don't bother applying. Check out the duration on how long that will apply to you, should that be the case for you. But money laundering, immigration, breach of legislation on immigration, fraud will disqualify you from holding such a license. You must also not have had a revocation of a license to sponsor in the past 12 months. Otherwise, again, you won't be able to obtain it. If you do apply for such a license and you do want to employ someone from the EU after the 1st of January, then you need to have the systems in place to monitor the people that come to work for you. So this includes making sure, as I said, that all the qualifications are bona fides. You've got to make sure that you are able to monitor their attendance at work. Indeed, if they don't attend, and this becomes a problem, then it has to be that you inform the UK government of such. Now, all the documentation that you're going to need to apply for a license is available on gov.uk. And it's available under, and I'll just check my notes, guidance for employers and educators. So you just check for those documents. You also need, and I would recommend this very strongly, that you must read the guidance on becoming a sponsor. Easy to find on gov.uk. This is a plethora of information for you to follow. I can't possibly cover everything within the 10 minutes for these videos, but what I can say is that it shouldn't be that difficult. Having said that, tread carefully, make sure that everything's intact, all your bona fides are intact, and the people that you employ have their bona fides intact, that they have the right to work in the UK. Because I've dealt with this kind of thing before when I've worked for organisations that have had lots of sophisticated systems in place. We have employed people have got through the net through forged documents and all sorts of things. Make sure you keep records of qualifications, everything you do, good, intact HR record, because that helps you to stay out of the courts and risk massive fines. So be careful, be safe, have a great new year. If you're employing people from the EU, make sure you stay in the rules. Cheers. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. Hi, just a quick reminder of my books, Human Resource Management Made Easy and Handling Discipline and Grievance in the Workplace. These are books that are directed towards the smaller to medium-sized companies that don't have easy or daily access to a HR advisor. They cover all the essentials for human resource management in the small workplace, and hopefully would be a great asset to any manager carrying out the day-to-day business of human resource management and the bread and butter issues of disciplines and grievances in the workplace. I'd also like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to like and share my Facebook pages when you get these videos. Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye bye.